To each and everyone joining us live for today's Nithyananda Yoga session. We are going to now be beginning with the Sadguru Vandanam. So let's all settle down, come to a comfortable cross-legged position on your mat. Bring your hands in front of your heart center in the Namaskara Mudra and to a space of deep, restful awareness and gratitude. As we're going to now be invoking the presence of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, with the chanting of the Sadguru Vandanam.
नित्यानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतम् भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि.
The next is the chanting of the Shivamoola Mantra Japa, connecting to that cosmic source of energy, the primordial being, Paramashiva, to manifest through us during today's Nithyananda Yoga session. We will be chanting the Shivamoola Mantra Japa. The Moola Mantra is nothing but the very being, the very form, the soul of Paramashiva manifesting here to flow through us. We will be chanting the Shivamoola Mantra 11 times. We request all the participants and everyone join to chant it internally while we shall chant it out loud such that you can easily follow along. Om Ham
Om Shivaya Namaha. Om Ham Om Shivaya Namaha. Om Ham Om Shivaya Namaha. Om Ham Om Shivaya Namaha. Om Ham Om Shivaya Namaha. Om Ham Om Shivaya Namaha. Om Ham Om Shivaya Namaha. Om Ham Om Shivaya Namaha. Om Ham Om Shivaya Namaha. Om Ham Om Shivaya Namaha. Om Ham Om Shivaya Namaha.
The next is the Tattvachamanam, the ritualistic cleansing of the body and mind to become a pure vessel for Paramashiva's energy. For the Tattvachamanam, please take your Panchapatram and Uddharini, traditional cup and spoon filled with fresh water. Bring your right hand into the Gokarna Mudra, bending your index finger slightly, cupping your palm. Take an Uddharini of water, put it in the center of your palm. Sip the water through the base of your palm 3 times along with the mantra Swadha. Om Atma Tattvam Shodhayami Swadha. Om Vidya Tattvam Shodhayami Swadha. Om Shiva Tattvam Shodhayami Swadha. Wash your hands. With the base of the right hand thumb, wipe your upper and lower lip twice from the right to the left. Om Ham Hridayaya Namaha. Wash your hands. With the tip of the right hand, index, middle and ring fingers joined together, touch above your upper lip, below your lower lip. Wash your hands. With the tips of the right hand, thumb and index finger joined together, now touch your right nostril, left nostril. With the tips of the right hand, thumb and ring finger joined together, touch your right eye, right ear and left ear. Wash your hands. With the base of the right hand, thumb and little finger joined together, now touch your navel center, right chest and left chest. With all the fingers of your right hand joined together, now touch the top of your head, right shoulder, left shoulder and your heart center. With this, now we're going to be entering into creating our sankalpa, our conscious intention. Swamiji says, with what intention you move your body, that is what manifests. Today, during the Nithyananda Yoga, we're not just going to be moving our body for health, we're not just going to be moving it for mental peace, but we're going to be moving our body to manifest the ultimate health, the yogic body, strong limbs, manifesting the powers of Paramashiva to create our ultimate reality. So close your eyes, create your conscious intention, and we will now be chanting the Sankalpa mantra. Om Mamopata Samasta
दुरितक्षयद्वारा भगवत् श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव प्रीत्यर्थम् श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परमशिव शक्ति समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परमशिव प्रीत्यर्थं च अद्य पूर्वोक्त एवं गुण विशेषेण विशिष्टायाम् अस्यां शुभतिथौ पूर्ण आरोग्ययुक्त दृढगात्र यौगिक शरीर सिद्ध्यर्थं परमशिव शक्त्याविष्करणार्थं नित्यानंद योगाभ्यासं करिष्ये.
Now wash off your hands with some water. Om Apaupasprisya. You can place your Panchapatra Manudharani far away from you. Before we begin, a quick reminder that all teachings and practices within today's yoga session are for general wellness and educational purposes only, not to be taken for or used as a replacement for medical advice. If you have any medical health conditions, injuries, illnesses, or you are pregnant, please consult with your healthcare professional before participating and follow their advice at all times. During the session, a sincere request to be in listening with your body, to stay within your body's limits and capacities and avoid injury. And if at any point during the session you feel tired, weak, dizzy, ill, immediately stop and rest. So now with that, we're going to be entering into our sequence today, the Dvitiya Vinyasa Krama Part 2 sequence, asana 300 to 400. We're going to go through an entire sequence of 100 asanas. So let's get started with Dvishirshasana. So now you're going to be sitting in the Padmasana position, bringing each foot onto the opposite thigh. You're going to be placing your hands resting on your knees, keeping your head, neck and spine in a straight line. Do the Shambhavi Mudra. Keep the eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within. Samana Kumbhaka. Inhale, visualizing heat and flames raising up along the spine. Maintain awareness of the heat, the digestive fire at the navel center. Firmly contract the muscles of the pelvic floor in the Mula Bandha as you do the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, lifting one of your shoulders close towards your head. Here you're going to be visualizing yourself like a god with multiple heads, radiating wisdom, perception and mastery in every direction. And from here, let's repeat the Dvishirshasana on the other side. You can relax your right shoulder now, lifting your left shoulder up towards the ear. Literally the shoulder forming a second head for you. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, keeping the eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within. Samana Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself like a god, each head reflecting a distinct aspect of cosmic connection, of cosmic consciousness, aware, alert, and connected to the flow of creation.
स्कन्दशिरपर्यन्तं नीत्वा स्थातव्यं द्विशीर्षं भवति.
From here, let's enter into Kumbhirasana. Now, continuing to sit in the Padmasana position, you're going to be now interlacing your fingers and placing your palms on top of your head, keeping your spine tall, doing the Shambhavi Mudra. You're going to do the Samana Kumbhaka. Inhale deeply, visualize heat and flames raising up along the spine. Maintain awareness of the heat at the navel center while you hold the breath and then comfortably release. Here we're going to be doing the Mula Bandha, contracting the perineal floor, as well as the Uddiyana Bandha, drawing the abdomen in and upward towards the spine. as we do the japa. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Gaze towards your nose. Visualize yourself as an alligator, stealthy, patient, and powerful, gliding through waters with unwavering focus.
नितम्बे हस्तयुगलं भूमौ सङ्कोचितः पतेत् कुम्भीरासनमावक्षे वायूनां धारणाय च.
Relax your hands slowly as we enter into Chakrasana Dve. Now you're going to be sitting with both your heels resting against the thighs. So you're going to bring both your feet underneath the respective thighs and keep the heels pushed against the thighs from underneath. Keep your hands resting over the respective knees with your spine straight. Continue doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha as you gaze towards your nose. Visualize each of your chakras as bright white lights, radiating clarity, purity and alignment.
सव्योरुदक्षिणे गुल्फे दक्षिणं दक्षिणेतरे निदध्याद्रजुकायस्तु चक्रासनमिदं मतम्.
Next, we are coming into Swastikasana Dve, the auspicious pose 2. So now, you're going to continue sitting with your legs in the same position, both legs tucked securely underneath the thighs as you rest your palms on your knees, spine upright. You're going to be keeping your chest tall, breath calm as you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka. Remember, inhale as you visualize the heat, the flames raising up along your spine. Hold the breath, maintain awareness of that heat at the navel center. Slowly exhale. Do the Mula Bandha, gazing towards your nose as you visualize embodying peace, well-being, good fortune and prosperity, radiating harmony in thought, word and deed in Swastikasana Dve.
जानुर्वोरन्तरे सम्यक् धृत्वा पादतले उभे समकाय सुखासीन स्वस्तिकं तत् प्रचक्षते.
Now coming into Swastikasana Trini, just a slight change in the hand position. You're going to be interlacing your fingers in front of your chest as you keep your spine tall, elbows wide. You're going to let your shoulders soften. Do not hold tension in your shoulders. Do the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Embody peace, well-being, good fortune and prosperity, letting serenity and abundance flow through every action.
जानुर्वोरन्तरे कृत्वा योगी पादतले उभे ऋजुकाय समासीन स्वस्तिकं तत् प्रचक्षते.
Now we're coming into Virasana Dve. Keeping one leg underneath the other thigh, you're going to bring the opposite foot on top of the thigh. So one leg is below, the other leg is on top. Keep your hands on your knees, keep your arms straight as you do the Shambhavi Mudra, keeping the eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within. Samana Kumbhaka Mula Bandha, gaze towards your nose. Visualize and embody the state and space of bravery, fearless and steadfast in the face of all challenges.
अथ मनस्थैर्यकरं वीरासनम् एकस्मिन् संस्थिते मेकं पादं चरोद्योगी इतरस्मिन् उरुमिदं वीरासनमिरितं धीरै.
Now coming into the Karmukasana Trini, our next asana. So this is where we're going to enter into the little more advanced asanas. Your legs are coming into the Padmasana position initially, where you'll be bringing one foot to rest on the opposite thigh and the opposite foot comes to rest on that thigh. So both your feet are high on top of your opposite thighs. If you cannot fully do this position yet, you can sit with one leg below and the other leg on top in the Ardha Padmasana position. And then once you're here, you're going to bring your hands from behind your back. First, you're going to bring one hand to hold on to the opposite foot and then the other hand from behind. So now one thing that you can do in this asana, let's say you are slightly struggling. You're able to hold on to one foot, but you're not able to hold on to the other foot. So what you can do is you're going to lean your torso slightly forward and then bring the other hand from behind. So what this does is it brings your leg closer towards your hand, and then once you have a firm grip, you can straighten out your spine and hold that. Try to first bring one hand Get comfortable with that and then work towards holding both the hands. In the Prana Mudra, where you're using your index and middle fingers to hold on to your big toes, do the Kaka Chancha Kumbhaka. You're going to curl the tongue inward within the mouth and extend it slightly outward. So you're going to have a curled tongue and you're going to be inhaling through your curled tongue, holding the breath and then exhaling through your nose. Doing the Mahamudra Bandha, clench your perineum, suck in your stomach, bring your chin to the chest. As you visualize yourself as Shiva's bow, the sacred karmic alignment charged with divine energy and readiness.
कार्मुकासनमाकृत्य उद्रे पूरयेत् सुखं तदा वायुर्वशो याति कालेन सूक्ष्मवायुना.
And into Dridhasana, same position. We're just continuing to be in the Prana Mudra and doing the Kaka Chancha Kumbhaka. We're releasing the bandhas. So no more our chin is stuck to our chest. You're going to release that. Release your drawn in stomach and you're going to just clench your perineum and you're going to be switching your gaze towards your third eye. As you visualize yourself as the unstoppable conscious energy of Paramashiva's third eye, radiating fierce awareness and divine intelligence.
उरुभ्यामुपरि स्थाप्य पादयुग्मं प्रयत्नतः दक्षिणं सव्यदेशे च सव्यं दक्षिणदेशके.
Now we're coming into the Nagrasana. Continue to hold, if you can, continue to hold on to the respective feet as you're going to now be laying onto your back. You're going to keep your hands crossed behind you. So if you can, continue hold on to your toes. Try to do that. If not, you can just keep your arms crossed behind you as you lay back onto your mat. Doing the Prana Mudra to hold on to the big toes if possible. Do the Kaka Chancha Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Gaze towards your nose. Visualize yourself as a snake coiling with precision, alert to every subtle movement around you.
प्रथम पद्मासन कोठाने दो हाथ पाछाने आने पाद अंगूठा पकड़े आनी सोवे कहून्याल फूलिया पानी.
Now we're going to come into the Kandukasana. So now continuing to lay on your back, you're going to bend your knees to come in towards your chest and you're going to wrap your arms around the shins in the Parashu Mudra. So you're going to interlace your fingers above your knees and pull your knees towards your chest and you can draw your forehead gently up towards your knees, coming to a contracted posture as you do the Sahaja Kumbhaka. You're going to inhale deeply and exhale through the nose. Mula Bandha, contracting the muscles of the pelvic floor. Visualize yourself as a perfect sphere, steady and balanced in all directions.
वैत्रासने स्थित्वा हस्तपादान् निष्कासय मूर्ध्वं नयेत् पृष्ठवंशेन भूमिं स्पृशेत् कन्दुकासनं भवति.
Relax slowly now as we come into the Urdhva Pavanasana. You're going to lay back with both your feet flat onto the ground, knees pointed up towards the sky as you bring your hands underneath your head, elbows wide. And you're going to be laying down here. You're going to keep your feet flat onto the ground, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Gaze to your nose. Visualize yourself as the rising wind flowing upward with unstoppable force in Urdhva Pavanasana.
प्रथमे सूधो सेन करावे गोड़ा उभा राखी मिलावे गुल्फमा हिला अंगुष्ठ दोई करे एक सामेल रसोई.
Next is Marakata Pithasana. Now reach your hands down towards your feet. Bring both your palms flat underneath the respective soles of the feet, palms facing upwards. As you push your hips up towards the sky, grounding through your shoulders and feet to get a deep stretch. Do the Shambhavi Mudra here, automatically our chin comes all the way up to our chest. This is known as the Jalandhara Bandha. As you continue to inhale and exhale over here, it is the Murcha Kumbhaka. Doing the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself as a monkey, agile, playful and perceptive.
उत्थानशयनं पादतले उत्थानहस्तयो स्थापयेत् पृष्ठभागं उन्नमयेत् मर्कटपीठं भवति.
Next, we're coming into the Uttana Shikhipithakasana. You're going to now be lifting your hips off the ground. As you raise up high, bringing your elbows underneath your hips and extending your legs out straight as you balance completely onto your shoulders, doing the Shambhavi Mudra. You need to rest on your arms as well. Murcha Kumbhaka in the Jalandhara Bandha. Gaze to your nose. Visualize yourself as an upward rising peacock, crest lifted and feathers radiant in vibrant display.
जङ्घोरुबलहीनश्चेत् उत्थानशिखिपीठकम् अप्रमत्त प्रकुर्वीत मुक्ते प्राग्विचेन्द्रियः.
Now you can lift your legs up tall towards the sky as you continue to balance on your shoulders. You're going to keep your hands at your hips for support as you point your toes up towards the sky. Balancing here again, doing the Shambhavi Mudra. We're entering into Narakasana, Murcha Kumbhaka, where you're going to be locking the throat in the Jalandhara Bandha and breathing in and out. Visualize yourself as a guardian of the underworld, standing firm in the hellish spaces of the mind in Narakasana.
ग्रीवाकण्ठेन भूमिं विष्ठम्ब पादाग्रद्वयम् ऊर्ध्वं मुन्नयेत् नरकासनं भवति.
And from here we're entering into the Tirya Naukasana. So this asana is going to be engaging our core very strongly, where you're going to be bringing your legs down at an angle away from your face in the opposite direction, forming an angled boat pose as you do the Shambhavi Mudra, the Murcha Kumbhaka and the Jalandhara Bandha. So you're going to be straightening your legs out and then bending it down towards an angle and trying to hold yourself there as you engage your core. Visualize yourself as a sideways boat, steady despite shifting currents. Use the wall for support if you need.
नौकावत् स्थित्वा तु पादाग्रद्वयं नयेत् तिर्यक नौकासनं भवति.
Now coming back up straight. Here you're going to be extending your palms flat onto the ground behind you as you continue to keep your legs lifted. So one thing you might need to do to get full balance here is to lightly bend your feet backwards. So go do it, and then once you have gained your balance and you're steady here, you're going to try and straighten out your entire body as you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Murcha Kumbhaka, Jalandhara Bandha. Visualize yourself as the flag of Kailasa waving proudly atop the world in Dhvajasana.
तिर्यक् नौकावत् ग्रीवा पृष्ठकूटपरै भूमिम् अवष्टभ्य मस्तकलैक्षेन पादाग्रद्वयम् ऊर्ध्वं नयेत् ध्वजासनं भवति.
Slowly relax your hips down now as you can raise up into a seated position. The next is the Siddhahara Talyasana. So here what you're going to do is you're going to be bringing both your heels pressed together in front of you while your knees fall out wide towards the ground. You can now try to bring your knees onto the ground. As you push your knees towards the ground as much as possible, you can even take the support of your hands a little bit to push your feet down towards the ground. As you bring your feet in towards your perineum, hold on to the soles of your feet firmly with each hand holding on to the respective foot, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka, where you're going to continue to feel the flames rising up along the spine, tucking your chin in towards your chest firmly in the Jalandhara Bandha, gaze towards your nose. Visualize yourself unclutched from all ego-fulfilling successes in your life, releasing attachments to transient achievements in Siddharatali Asana.
पगथली संपुट करे अंगुलिया को संपुट करे माहिली को राखे दो हाथा को काकसी करे.
Now release the Jalandhara bandhas slowly as we enter into Bhadrasana Trini. Now you're going to be holding both the feet together with both hands. So previously we were holding each foot respectively with each hand. Now you can interlace the fingers around the toes as you hold both the feet with both the hands, and you're going to keep your spine tall, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka. Suck your stomach in and up in towards your navel as we do the Uddiyana Bandha. Continue to clench your perineum. Gaze to your nose. Visualize your seat as an auspicious foundation, spreading blessings in all directions.
अथ भद्रासनं गुल्फौ च वृषणस्याध सीवन्या पार्श्वयोक्षिपेत् सव्यगुल्फे तथा सव्ये दक्षिण गुल्फे तु दक्षिणे.
The next asana is Yoga Nrisimhasana. So now you're going to cross your ankles in front of you, keeping your knees raised upwards, placing your hands palms up towards the sky on respective knees. You're going to be keeping your spine tall as we do the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Gaze towards your nose. Visualize Narasimha, one of the 10 avatars of Mahavishnu, fierce and protective, embodying divine courage and unstoppable power.
मायूरं पिच्छ पिच्छ पिञ्च मायूरं पद्मपीठ समन्वितं कौकुटं गर्भपिण्डं च कौर्मयोग नृसिंहकम्.
The next is Kakarupa Skandhasana. Keep your legs in the same position, turning your palms around to face downward onto your knees. You can place your palms on the top of your knees as you do the Shambhavi Mudra. Samana Kumbhaka. Inhale deeply, visualize heat and flames raising up along your spine. Mula Bandha, gazing towards your nose. Visualize a flock of crows, agile, alert and perceptive, your awareness moving collectively yet independently in Kakarupa Skandhasana.
अथ वक्षे काकरूपस्कन्धासनमुत्तमं कलिपापात् प्रमुच्येत वायवीं वशमानयेत्.
The next is Utkatikasana. So now you're going to keep your feet flat on the ground as you bring your knees in towards your chest. You're going to be placing your hands on top of your respective knees from the inside as you do the Shambhavi Mudra, the Ujjayi Kumbhaka. You're going to be slightly contracting the throat, drawing the breath in slowly through the nostrils, producing the sound of the ocean. Retain the breath within. And then slowly exhale, continuing to maintain that same soft sound. Do the Mula Bandha, gazing towards your nose. Visualize being in the space of Upanishad with the supreme point of Hinduism, merging into eternal consciousness.
श्लिष्टगुल्पी श्लिष्टगुल्पौ भूमिष्ठोरु प्रसारयेत् यत्रोपविश्य पादौ तद्दण्डासनम् उदरितम्.
Now stretch your legs wide up, straight out in front of you as we enter into Dandasana Dve. You're going to keep your head, neck and spine in a straight line, feet extended forward as you bring your palms on top of your respective thighs. Lift your spine tall as you broaden your chest. Do the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka, continuing to produce the sound of the ocean. Mula Bandha, gaze to your nose. Visualize yourself as Paramashiva's Yoga Danda, steady, unyielding and radiant with inner power.
श्लिष्टगुल्पी श्लिष्टगुल्फौ भूमिष्ठोरु प्रसारयेत् यत्रोपविश्य पादौ तद्दण्डासनमुदीरितम्.
Next asana is Tadaka Mudrasana. So in this asana, you're going to be now extending your palms tall up above you, keeping your spine completely straight. And from a straight spine position, lean forward and down. So here you're seeing you're bending at the navel, your belly comes towards your thighs, chest towards your knees, and forehead onto your legs. As you hold on to your big toes, getting a full stretch here. Now, let's say you are struggling a little bit to reach out for your legs, you're not going to try and force your head downward. No, you're going to keep your spine tall as you only lean from the torso down. Try to bring your belly towards your thighs as much as possible and hold there, clasping onto your big toes for as long as you need till you're comfortable into the asana to get deeper and deeper. Doing the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, suck your stomach in and up into the Uddiyana Bandha. Continue to clench your perineum as you gaze to your nose. Visualize a tank of water, still and contained, yet alive with motion.
सभागशीर्ष सर्वांगं महामुद्रा च ताडत्की बद्धकोणं बद्धपद्मं दण्डं पश्चिमतानकम्.
Now we're entering into Prankhasana. So now you're going to sit upright with your legs extended and palms on the floor beside your hips. So now first what you're going to be doing is you're going to be pressing your arms into the floor and attempting to lift your entire body off the ground. And once you're here, you're going to be rocking from side to side as you balance like a cradle, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Visualize yourself as a cradle, rocking side to side, gentle yet precise.
प्रेक्षावत् स्थित्वा पादाग्रे मस्तके परिनीत्वा पृष्ठभागे भूमौ निधाय तिष्ठेत्.
And next is Prankhasana Dve. So in this asana now, instead of rocking side to side in the same position, you're going to be attempting to rock from forward and backward like a cradle, continuing to do the Shambhavi Mudra and Ujjayi Kumbhaka. One thing you can also do is you can kick both your legs off the ground to bring yourself forward. So you can raise up onto your palms, first bring your hips backward, and then you can rock yourself forward and try and kick your legs off the ground into this rocking motion. As you do the Mula Bandha, gazing to your nose, visualize yourself as a cradle, rocking back and forth, responsive yet precise in Prankhasana Dve.
प्रेक्षावत् स्थित्वा पादाग्रे मस्तके परिनीत्वा पृष्ठभागे भूमौ निधाय तिष्ठेत्.
And next we're going to enter into the Yogasana Trini. So in this asana now, you're going to be sitting with your knees bent, bringing your feet close towards your body. Wrap your arms around your knees, hugging them close to your chest as you keep your body lifted. So you're not going to be bending your spine down. You're going to keep your spine completely straight here. Do the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, gaze towards your third eye. Experience Advaita, oneness with the supreme point of Hinduism. Visualize all distinctions between self, guru and cosmos dissolving in Yogasana Trini.
पृष्ठे भेदान्वितं पादं तस्य हस्तेन बन्धयेत् अथ योगासनं वक्ष्ये यत् कृत्वा योगिराट् भवेत्.
The next is Vrishapati Asana. So now you can keep your left foot seated upon your left foot. You're going to be crossing your right leg over the left knee. So you're going to be sitting on the left foot, crossing your right leg over. And you're going to be placing your palms on top of your opposite knees. So your right palm will come to your left knee and your left palm will come to your right knee. Keeping your spine straight here, do the Shambhavi Mudra, where you're going to enter into a new Kumbhaka known as the Shitkari Kumbhaka. So in the Shitkari Kumbhaka, you're going to be pressing your tongue gently against the upper palate with the tip behind the front teeth, slowly inhaling to create a hissing sound. Hold your breath for as long as comfortable, then calmly exhale through the nose. Continue to contract the muscles in the pelvic floor in the Mula Bandha. Gaze to the tip of your nose, visualize the energy of a temple inside you, sacred, radiant and alive.
सीमना गोडो अग्रकरिडावो पगसीमनि पाशतियानि मोडी येडी कुलानि चैराखी.
Next is Durvasasana. So now continuing to be in this position, you're going to release the foot which you're sitting on to come outside of the opposite hip. So your left leg now comes outside the right hip from underneath. As you keep your knees aligned in front of you, You're going to be interlacing your fingers and placing it on top of the upper knee as you do the Shambhavi Mudra, the Shitkari Kumbhaka. You're going to continue to create the hissing sound as you inhale through your teeth. Mula Bandha, gaze to your third eye. Visualize the purifying effects of Durva grass happening on your being, cleansing and harmonizing body, mind and energy.
दाई जंग परिकरी सीमनो पगडाई पाशतियानी फना दो धरती टेकी बारला गुलपकुला की बारली कानी लगावे.
Now coming into the Sukha Devasana. Continue to keep your legs crossed in the same position as you bring your hands into the Padma Mudra, where your little fingers and thumbs are going to be joining together, rest of the fingers spread out wide on top of your upper knee. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Shitkari Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Gaze to your nose. Visualize all gods and goddesses pleased with you, radiating blessings and divine favor in Sukha Devasana.
वामजंग अरुपीठे माही दक्षिण पीठे धरे सुताहे आनी वाम गोड़ा माहिले राखे दक्षि गोड़ा अग्र मिले.
Now bring your hands onto your respective feet from beside your body. As we enter into Datta Digambarasana, you're going to grip your feet firmly. Keep your spine tall, shoulders relaxed, chest open. As you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Shitkari Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha, visualize yourself as Datta Digambara, embodying boundless renunciation and spiritual freedom.
प्रथम सीवनो पाव उवाचे डाई जंघ उपरि करिल्यावे डाई पाखती ताको आने गोड़ा ऊपर तल करे ठाने.
Now we're going to be entering into the Machandrasana Trini. So continue to hold onto your respective feet as you lower your forehead down towards the ground as much as you can. Keep your chest pressed forward and do the Shambhavi Mudra. You're going to be leaning straight forward over your respective knees, both the knees. As you do the Shitkari Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha, gaze to your nose. Visualize yourself as a fish moving effortlessly underwater, your body thriving without oxygen, drawing energy from the currents and subtle waters themselves.
सीमनो पगडाई जांग परि राखे येड़ी कड़ी लगावे डावा यको बारलो गुल्फ सीमना गिड़ा की माहिली आख्या परि राखे.
Next, we're going to enter into the Gomukhasana Dve, where you're going to be seated here. You're going to now bring your right elbow up and left elbow from below, where you're going to be clasping both your hands together from behind you. Keep your spine tall and chest open here, trying to get a nice shoulder extension. You're going to be clasping both the hands behind. Of course, in the initial levels, when you have still a bit stiff shoulders, you can place them wide apart and slowly walk them towards each other. So you're going to try inch by inch such that they are able to grasp onto each other. As you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Shitkari Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha, gaze to your nose. Visualize yourself as the face of a cow, gentle, nourishing and serene in Gomukhasana Dve.
उत्तान कूर्मपीठं च सिंहं गारुडमेव च वातायनं गोमुखं च भारद्वाजं त्रिविक्रमम्.
Now entering into the Vrishapati Asana, the Bull Lord pose. You're going to now repeat this asana on the other side. Now this time bringing your left leg from above, sitting on top of your right foot. Place your hands on top of the opposite knees. Left hand to the right knee, right hand to the left knee. Keep your spine tall. As you continue doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Shitkari Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha, you're going to gaze towards your nose. Experience the energy of a temple inside you, sacred and alive in Vrishapati Asana.
जीमना गोडो अग्रकरिडावो पग जीमनी पाशति आनी मोडी एडी कुला नीचे राखी पना पानी अधर रहे हाथ गोड़ा ऊपरी राखे दृष्टि नासा अग्र.
And into Durvasasana, you can slide the foot out, the right foot coming beside the left hip now. You're going to keep your hands above your upper knee, fingers interlaced, as you keep your spine tall, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Shitkari Kumbhaka and the Mula Bandha. Gaze towards your nose. So in this asana, you will just be keeping your fingers interlaced normally in front of your knee. So your palms will not be facing upward. You will just be keeping both your hands properly on top of your knees and keep your spine tall. Remember, one thing many people tend to do is to hunch the shoulders. So you tend to bring your shoulders up towards your neck. Don't do that. Relax your shoulders down. Be comfortable, relax. You should feel the expansive energy in your chest as you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Shitkari Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Visualize the purifying effects of the Durvasa grass happening on your being.
दाई जंग परिकरी जीमनौ पग दाई पाशति आनी फना दो धरती टेकी बारला गुल्फकुला की बारली कानी लगावे.
Now we're entering into the Sukhadev Asana. You can keep your legs in the same position. You're going to bring your thumbs and little fingers together into the Padma Mudra. Fingers extended out wide as you place it on top of your upper knee. Doing the Shitkari Kumbhaka. Mula Bandha, gaze to your nose. Visualize all gods and goddesses pleased with you, showering blessings of protection, insight and favor.
वामजंग अरुपीठे माहे दक्षिण पीठे धरे सुताहे आनि वाम गोड़ा माहिले राखे दक्षि गोड़ा अग्रमिले.
And now holding on to your big toes in the Datta Digambara Asana. You can hold on to your feet beside your body firmly. Continue to keep your knees aligned as you lean forward and down. You're going to keep your, we're not going to be leaning down in this asana yet. You're going to keep your spine tall as you place your hands on your feet, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Shitkari Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Gaze towards your third eye. Visualize Paramashiva has blessed you to move beyond all material needs and desires in Datta Digambara Asana.
प्रथम जीवनो पाव उवाचे डाई जंघ उपरि करिल्यावचे डाई पाखती ताको आने गोड़ा ऊपर तल करिठने.
Now we're leaning forward and down into the Machandrasana Trini, bringing your forehead as close to the ground as you can. Do the Shambhavi Mudra, Shitkari Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, gaze to your nose. Visualize yourself as a fish, moving effortlessly underwater, your body thriving without oxygen, drawing energy from the currents and subtle waters themselves.
जीमनो पगडाई जांग परि राखे एडी कड़ी लगावे डावा यको बारलो गुल्फ जीमना गिडा की माहिली आख्या परि राखे.
And raise up into a seated position now. You're going to be raising your left arm up and right arm from below to clasp the hands behind your back as you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Shitkari Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha. Gaze to your nose. Visualize yourself as the face of a cow, gentle, nurturing and serene.
उत्थान कूर्म पीठम च सिंहम गारुडमेव च वातायनं गोमुखं च भारद्वाजं त्रिविक्रमम्.
And from here now we're entering into the Vama Shvasa Gamanasana. Now you're going to sit, bending your right knee and hugging the shin into the right armpit, clasping it firmly with both the arms. So you're going to bring both your hands onto your opposite elbows, rest it on top of your raised right knee. As you keep your spine tall, your left leg is going to come beside the right foot, the knee is going to rest on the ground. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, here we're entering into a new Kumbhaka, the Rechaka Kumbhaka, where you're going to exhale fully, holding the breath outward for as long as comfortable, and then inhaling again, exhaling, and holding the breath in the exhaled position. Do the gaze towards your nose. Visualize and control the outgoing breath, refined and intentional, seeing your energy flowing with every exhale, embodying self-mastery, balance and conscious command over body and mind in Vama Shvasa Gamanasana.
जमनुम पगनुम धीमचन जमने हाथनी काखलीमी मम राखी तेभनी भारदई डाबे पग धीमचनती वाली.
Now we're entering into Dhirasana. You can sit kneeling with your Feet behind you as you sit onto your heels, placing your palms onto your thighs, shoulders down, chest lifted and spine tall. You're going to gaze to the tip of your nose as you do the Shambhavi Mudra. Continue doing the Rechaka Kumbhaka. Exhale, hold as long as comfortable, and then inhale. Exhale again, hold as long as comfortable, and then inhale. Do the Mula Bandha, visualize and embody the state and space of bravery, standing firm in the face of challenges in Dhirasana.
બંને પગ ગોડનાથી વાલીને તેના ફનગુદાની નીચે આડા રાખીને બેસવું તે ધીરાસન કહેવાય છે.
And now we're entering into Dakshina Pada Dhirasana. You can keep your right leg in the same position. You're going to be placing your left leg flat onto the ground with the knee raised. You're going to place both your hands on top of each of the respective knees, keeping your spine tall as you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Rechaka Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Gaze to your third eye, visualize and embody the state and space of bravery, poised and unshaken.
બંને પગ ગોઠણથી વાલીને તેના ફનુગુદાની નીચે આડા રાખીને બેસવું તે ધીરાસન કહેવાય છે.
From here, we're moving into the Dakshina Shvasagamanasana. You're going to bring your right leg now to rest near towards the left heel as the knee remains grounded. The foot is in front of your perineum. You're going to cross your arms to hold on to the opposite elbows, resting the elbow lightly on top of the upper knee. So in this asana, you will not be hugging your knee towards you. You're just going to be placing your left elbow on top of the left knee. As you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Rechaka Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha, visualize and control the outgoing breath, steadying mind and body.
જમનું પગનું ઢીમચન જમને હાથની કાખલીમાં રાખી તેભની ભારદઈ ડાબે પગ ઢીમચનથી વાલી.
Let's enter into the Vamapada Dhirasana now. So now you can sit on top of your left knee and keep the heel behind you as you place your right foot flat onto the ground. Knee raised, place your hands onto your respective knees, keeping your spine tall, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Rechaka Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha. Gaze to your third eye, embody the state and space of bravery, grounded and aware in Dakshina Shvasagamanasana.
જમનું
Dakshina
પગનું
Pada Dhirasana.
જમનું પગનું ઢીમચન જમને હાથની કાખલીમાં રાખી તેભની ભારદઈ ડાબે પગ ઢીમચનથી વાલી.
And now finally entering into the Pashasana. So this is where you're going to keep your feet flat onto the ground, knees in close to your chest. Wrap your right arm around your knees as you exhale, gently twisting your torso to the right. So your entire torso comes towards the right direction, and you're wrapping your left arm around your right knee as you completely twist your body to clasp the hands from behind. Try your best to get this stretch as you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Rechaka Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Gaze towards your third eye. Visualize yourself bound by a noose of integrity, emotions aligned to purpose.
पादतले भूमौ निधाय जानुनि उरसि निधाय विपरीतहस्ताभ्याम् उरुसहित जङ्घे नितम्बतिष्ठेत् पशासनं भवति.
Now we're repeating the Pashasana on the other side. You can twist over now towards your left, clasping your right arm around your left knee and holding on to the hands behind you as much as you can. Balancing here as you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Rechaka Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha as you clasp your hands behind your back. Do the Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham as you gaze towards your nose. Visualize yourself bound by a noose of integrity, centered and resolute.
पादतले भूमौ निधाय जानुनि उरसि निधाय विपरीतहस्ताभ्याम् उरुसहित जङ्घे निबध्य तिष्ठेत् पशासनं भवति.
Let's enter into the Simha Rupakshasana now. Now you can come crossing your ankles behind you. as you sit on top of your heels, resting your palms on your knees. Straighten your spine as you keep your chest raised up. Do the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka. Inhale deeply through the nose. Hold the breath comfortably, then release. Mula Bandha, gaze to your nose, doing the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, rotating clockwise at the throat center. Visualize yourself embodying Simha Rupaksha with the majestic form and keen vision of a lion.
स्पीवन्तीं गुल्फदेशाभ्यो निपीड्य व्युत्क्रमेण तु प्रसार्य जानुनोर्हस्तावासनं सिंहरूपकम्.
Now we're entering into Guptasana. So now you can fully tuck both your feet underneath you such that you are sitting on top of your heels and keeping your knees wide apart. Place your palms gently onto your knees as you sit tall. Chest open, spine long, shoulders down. Do the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Gaze to your nose. Visualize sitting in the sacred space of Upanishad with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, merging into timeless wisdom and cosmic consciousness, gazing to your nose with the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham in Guptasana.
जानुर्वोरन्तरे पादौ कृत्वा पादौ च गोपयेत् पादोपरि च संस्थाप्य गुदं गुप्तासनं विदुः.
And now come tall to a standing position as we do the Dikshasana. Keep your feet firmly planted onto the ground. You're going to be doing the Diksha Mudra where you touch the index and thumb together of your right hand and place it on top of the crown of your head while your left hand continues to remain extended beside your body. Doing the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, making the sound of the ocean as you breathe in and out. Firmly contract the muscles of your pelvic floor in the Mula Bandha. Do the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, blessing you on top of your head.
प्रशकितिरधस्थित्वा पञ्चमुष्टिं मुत्पाटयेत् तदेवासनं दीक्षायास्तेनामुलभ्यते.
And now we're going to be doing the Harinasana, where you're going to be resting onto your knees now. Hold onto your forearms over your chest. Keep your thighs strong as you begin lifting your heels up towards your buttocks, one after the other in a steady rhythm. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Do the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself as a deer, alert and graceful, sensing the slightest movement around you. Keep your core engaged to keep your torso firm as you engage in this dynamic movement.
उड्डानं कृत्वा पार्ष्णिभ्यां नितम्बं हरिणासनं भवति.
Now we're entering into Malasana. So what you can do, you can come to a low squatting position. Keep your palms grounded onto the floor as you lift your each leg around the arms. So both your knees are coming to rest on top of your upper arm. Placing your grounding through your palms, you're going to slowly lean back and lift your feet off the ground, balancing solely upon your palms. As you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha, you can for more support, if you need more support, you can cross both your legs in front of you. Visualizing your legs as a flower garland, suspended delicately and gracefully over your shoulders in Malasana.
अस्ताभ्यामवनिं स्पृष्ट्वा स्कन्धयोर्जानुनी संस्थाप्य पार्ष्णिम् उरसि निधाय तिष्ठत् मालासनं भवति.
Now we're going to be coming into an inverted position. So before we do this, just a quick reminder to everyone, do this carefully. If it's your first time, you're not yet comfortable with doing these inverted asanas, ensure you have a soft mattress to balance yourself on, have a partner to support you, or use the wall for support. And if you're a female body on your monthly cycle, you can refrain from doing the inverted asanas. So in this asana, you're going to be bringing your head onto the ground and your palms grounded in a tripod position. As you lift your feet up towards the sky, you can balance here in an inverted position, keeping your feet raised up, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Visualize yourself as the perfect human embodying strength and softness, effort and surrender in Narasana.
इति योगासनस्थश्च योगी भवति साधक नरासनं यः करोति स सिद्धो नात्र संशय.
And slowly coming down, we're going to be next doing the Adho Mundasana. So this is an extremely advanced position. I just wanted to inform each and every one of you to do this very carefully if you are attempting it. If you are not confident, if you do not have another person around you when you're doing this asana, just you can rest without doing it and attempt the asana at a later time when you have more support, because this is a very advanced asana and you need to be careful of your neck as we enter into this asana. Okay, you're going to be balancing here and lifting your palms off the ground, balancing solely upon your head, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Visualize Paramashiva encompassing you, keeping you stable and centered.
इति योगासनस्थश्च योगी भवति साधकः नरासनं यः करोति स सिद्धो नात्र संशयः.
Slowly bring your palms down and then relax. Okay, take a few deep breaths now to ground the energy back as you allow the blood flow to redirect downwards as we do the Midaki Pavasana, the sweet wind pose. You're going to now sit back onto your heels such that your hips are resting on your heels, interlacing your fingers as you place your joint hands on the floor to your right side, slowly lowering your head forward, resting the crown onto the ground. Doing the Parashumudra, fingers are interlaced, do the Sahaja Kumbhaka and the Mula Bandha. Visualize your body softly being purified, every cell and fiber absorbing cleansing energy in Midaki Pavasana.
आसन को गुण गुल में बाय जाई.
Now slowly come up, let's repeat the Midaki. Let's repeat the Midaki Pavasana on the other side. Now bringing your Parashamudra towards the opposite side thigh, you're going to lean your forehead to the ground. Sahaja Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha. When you're bringing your forehead to the ground, if you slightly need to lift your hips up as well, you can do that. Visualize your body softly being purified, bathed in gentle transformative energy in Midaki Pavasana.
आसन को गुण गुल में बाय जाई.
Come up now tall to a seated position as we enter into Virasana Trini. Kneel with your shins apart, your hips resting between the heels. Place your palms gently on your knees, lifting your chest, reaching tall through the crown of your head. You're going to do the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka, sucking your stomach in and up in the Uddiyana Bandha. So for this asana, what you can do is, you can bring both your feet outside of the respective hips. So you're not going to be sitting on your heels here. You're going to be bringing them outside of the respective hips as much as comfortable and placing your hands on your knees, keeping your spine tall. As we do the Virasana, you're going to continue to do the Sahaja Kumbhaka where you're inhaling, holding the breath and then exhaling through the nose. Doing the Uddiyana Bandha, sucking your stomach, gaze towards your nose. Visualize and embody the state and space of bravery, poised and resolute.
दंड पद्म भरद्वाज वीरवज्रास समानितो आसनानि सदा कुर्यात् सुदीर्घैरे च पूरकैः.
Next is a dynamic movement, the Shenasana. So here you're going to be bringing your palms onto the ground in front of you, kicking your legs up and lowering your forehead down. Do this in a controlled manner so that you do not lose balance and enjoy yourself. You're just going to be kicking your legs up and trying to bend your arms as you lower your forehead to the ground as much as you can. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Visualize yourself as a hawk, eyes keen and wings poised in Shenasana.
विपरीत नृत्ये च स्थितौ नासिका भूमौ संस्पृश्य ऊर्ध्वं नीत्वा पुनः स्पृशेत् शेषासनं भवति.
Now coming into the Pincha Mayurasana. So now in this asana, what you're going to be doing is, You're going to be bringing your forearms onto the ground, palms flat, and you're going to bring your legs up, keeping them straight up as you balance onto your forearms. So do this asana slowly and carefully, and you're going to keep your legs, body straight on your arms as you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Visualize yourself as a peacock, feathers fanned and radiant, displaying beauty and majesty in Pincha Mayurasana.
मायूरं पिञ्चमायूरं पद्मपीठसमन्वितं कौकुटं गर्भपिण्डं च कूर्मं योगनृसिंहकम्.
Slowly relax. Now we're going to do the Godohikasana. Take a few deep breaths. See, for all of these advanced asanas, we can always start with the wall. So the more and more you get support of the wall, you'll be slowly releasing your leg away from the wall to shift your balance onto your arms, such that you can learn where your center of gravity will be to hold yourself in this asana. Now, Godohikasana, you're going to be sitting with your toes pressed into the floor, lifting your hips such that your weight rests firmly on the heels. Make gentle fists and place them onto your respective thighs, supporting your balance. Keep your chest tall as you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha, gaze to your nose. Visualize yourself milking a cow, hands steady and gentle.
श्लिष्टगुल्फौ भूमौ श्लिष्टोरु प्रसारयेत् यत्रोपविश्य पादौ तद्दण्डासनमुदाहृतम्.
Stand tall now onto your feet as you raise up onto your toes. And raise your palms up towards the sky, both arms overhead, palms facing each other above your head. You're going to be pushing up, expanding, raising onto your toes into a deep stretch as you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha, gaze to your third eye. Visualize yourself as a camel enduring harsh conditions with calm resilience.
पादाङ्गुल्याभ्यां भूमिं धृत्वा बाहु ऊर्ध्वीकृत्य तिष्ठेत् उष्ट्रासनं भवति.
Now slowly let your heels relax onto the ground as we enter into the Tadasana Dve. So you're just going to be balancing with your feet firm on the ground, palms joined above your head in the Anjali Mudra. Gaze up towards your fingertips as you do the Sahaja Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself as a mountain rooted deeply and standing stable for thousands of years.
महामुद्रां बद्धकोणासनं ताडासनं विभेदकम् उत्तासनं सदा कुर्यात् सर्वदा योगसाधकः.
Now we're going to enter into the Talasana. So now feet firmly grounded. You're going to spread your fingers wide and face your palms up towards the sky. As you look upwards towards your third eye, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Visualize yourself as a tall, unwavering palm tree, symbolizing Rama's skill, strength and victory.
बेहात ऊंचा करीने पंज पहोला राखीने उभा रहे वुमते ताड़ासन तालासन कहेवा यचे.
Next, coming into Kulala Chakrasana, you can bring your hands straight over your shoulders at shoulder height, palms parallel to the ground as you start to rotate your arms in the forward direction in smooth little circles. So do not take wide circles, you're going to go small circles, and you can do it slightly slowly such that you get the workout for your arm here as well. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha, Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. You can rotate in both directions, visualizing yourself as a potter's wheel spinning with steady balance and centered awareness.
हस्तौ प्रसार्य भ्रमणं कर्तव्यं कुलालचक्रासनं भवति.
Relax your arms slowly, bringing each palm towards the opposite chest as we enter into Panchasana. Crossing the forearms in front of you, you're going to be doing the Shambhavi Mudra. Doing the Sahaja Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, gazing towards your nose. You're going to be visualizing yourself rising gently rooted into the earth Your hands embraced in focused union, steady and calm as you balance onto your toes in Panchasana.
चरणस्याग्रभागेन उत्तिष्ठेत् भुवस्थले मुनिः कृत्वा हस्तपरिवेष्टिं सिद्धं सेवेत सिद्धये.
Now relax your feet. We're getting into the Ardha Chandrasana. So now stand tall onto your right foot, bringing your left foot to the inner thigh. Balance onto your right foot. And then drop your left foot and balance onto your right foot. Balance onto your left foot, bringing the right foot in towards the left thigh. So it's going to be a dynamic movement where you're going to be constantly switching between the leg coming into the thigh and resting on the ground. You can let your hands rest comfortably by your sides as you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka. Again, making the sound of the ocean as you breathe. Clench your perineum in the Mula Bandha. Visualize the moon in your inner space, radiant and serene in Ardha Chandrasana.
एकेन पादेन भूमिम् अवष्टभ्य अन्यपादतलेन ऊरु अवष्टभ्य तिष्ठेत्. अष्ट इति पुनः पुनः कर्तव्यम् अर्धचन्द्रं भवति.
And now from here entering into the Shankhvasana. You can bring your right heel in towards your left hip. Pressing steadily, use your hands to hold on to your feet for support and lower into a squat slightly and then rise back up and repeat onto the other side. So you're going to be doing it one by one, doing it with control. Do not do it wildly, do not do it with your momentum, but do it with control, engaging the thigh muscles as you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Visualize yourself as an arrow to Shiva's bow, taut with potential, precise and intent.
तिष्ठन् सन् पार्ष्णिना इतर जघन प्रदेशे सम्पीड्य स्थातव्यम्. उत्थितव्यम् इति पुनः पुनः कर्तव्यं शङ्खासनं भवति.
And now entering into the Ardha Talasana, the half palm tree pose. You're going to stand tall, raising your left arm high alongside your ear while the rest of your body stays steady and aligned. You can do the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself as a palm tree, resilient in storms, rooted deep yet flexible in the wind.
बेहात ऊंचा करीने पंजपहोला राखीने उभा रहे वूते ताड़ासन तालासन कहे वायछे.
Now step one leg forward while the other leg extends behind. So we can start with stepping our right leg forward while we extend our left leg from behind. You're going to now bend your forward knee to a 90-degree angle, bringing your thigh parallel to the ground as you stretch both your palms at shoulder level, palms facing downward. Do the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Visualize yourself as Lord Veerabhadra, fierce and powerful embodiment of righteous anger and divine action in Veerabhadrasana Dve.
वासिष्ठमत कौंडिन्यम् ऊर्ध्वकुक्कुटमेव च अष्टावक्रमथोत्थान मयूरं सेतुबन्धनम्.
Switch your legs around now as we do, keep the leg extended forward as we enter into Parshva Konasana. Right leg forward, left leg behind, bent at a 90-degree angle. You're going to lower your right hand towards the right foot while the left hand extends up towards the sky. Keep your both hands parallel to each other in a straight line. As you gaze up towards your hand, your knee continues to remain bent, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Visualize yourself in side angle, extending and opening with grace.
सप्तचक्रक्षालनाय वृक्षासन विशेषकान् जननेन्द्रियदार्ढ्याय कोणभेदान् समभ्यसेत्.
Now twisting around into the Parivritta Trikonasana. So what happens here is our both legs are going to be straightened out in this position. So here we're not going to be keeping our right leg bent anymore. Our right knee will straighten out. You're going to, first step is to attempt bringing the left hand outside of the right foot. So this is going to be a deeper stretch. If you cannot, in the initial level, you can place it beside the right foot, keeping your palm extended up, gaze towards the tip of your fingers, which are raised, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhakan Mula Bandha. Visualize yourself in revolved triangle, twisting and opening with clarity.
सप्तचक्र चालनाय वृक्षासन विशेषकान् जननेन्द्रियदार्ढ्याय कोणभेदान् समभ्यसेत्.
Let's enter into Virabhadrasana Trini. You're going to be a balancing pose. So you're going to now bring your weight onto your right leg as you lift your left leg off the ground behind you and bring your palms parallel towards the ground in front. So you're going to be balancing on one leg and you can extend your palms straight in front of you and you're going to keep your palms apart from each other, just straight as you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Visualize yourself as a fierce warrior. Third variation, ready to advance with awareness, assertive power in Virabhadrasana Trini.
वासिष्ठमतकौण्डिन्यम् ऊर्ध्वकुक्कुटमेव च अष्टावक्रमथोत्थानमयूरं सेतुबन्धनम्.
Slowly relax as we enter into the Vama Padasana. So this is where you're going to be standing tall. It's going to engage our hip flexors. You're going to be extending your left leg forward as you balance onto your right leg. Completely straight in front. Again, if you need the support of the wall or if you need the support of a partner to hold on to your heel, you can definitely take that support. Keep your spine tall, arms relaxed. As you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhakan Mula Bandha, visualize yourself as standing on your balanced and aware in Vama Padasana.
जमने पग पूर्वभनि जेमने आपनुम मा होयते भनि बाबो करी डाबे पगे उभा रहे वूते वामपादासन कहे वायछे.
Now we're entering into the Matantara Vrikshasana. So this is again, you're going to be balancing onto your right foot as you bring your left foot pressed in towards the right thigh. Bring your palms in front of your heart center in Anjali Mudra, palms touching. As you do the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha and Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself in mindful pause, tree pose rooted like a deep tree in Matantara Vrikshasana.
अर्धवृक्षासन ये आसनेन अवान्तर भेदचे बन्ने पग डींचन थी वाली मातुम भूमि थी टेकावी.
Relax your foot now as we enter into Kamasana. Your left foot is going to be coming onto the root of the right thigh and you're going to be leaning forward and down, bringing your little fingers onto the ground. So if this is where we need to remember not to shift our weight onto our fingers. Your weight's going to remain grounded on your foot. Only slightly, you're just placing your fingers onto the ground. You can bend your knees if you're not able to reach completely towards the ground. Bend your standing knee, doing the Shambhavi Mudra. Ujjayi Kumbhaka Mula Bandha, gaze to your nose with the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself embodying desire, focus and intentional.
इतं बेच पादगोष्ठी अस्ताभ्याम अंगुलीयकम अथ कामासनं वक्षे कामासंगेन हेतुना.
Standing up tall as we do the Vimanasana. So again, you're rooted on your right foot, left foot across the right knee. And you're going to be bending your hips down to come into a seated position. One way you can do this asana is with a partner's help as well. So you can hold your partner's hands as you bring one foot onto the opposite thigh, onto the opposite knee and bend down, resting your weight against each other. So lean back, both of you can lean back and rest your weight against each other such that you're able to balance deeper into this asana, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, gaze to your nose. Visualize yourself as an airplane in flight, wings steady and soaring.
एकं पादं भूमौ निधाय नितम्बं जानुप्रदेशे आनीय द्वितीयं पादं जानुनी निधाय तिष्ठेत् विमानासनं भवति.
Now coming into the Ardha Padasana. Again, standing tall on your right foot. Place the sole of your left foot inside of the right ankle. So these are all subtle shifts in the asanas. This time your foot is coming in towards the right ankle. So your foot will not raise up to the right knee, but will be down nearby the ankle. Just light balance here. Hands in front of your heart center in the Namaskara Mudra. As you do the Ujjayi, Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha, gaze to your nose. Visualize yourself as a half foot, grounded yet elevated, poised for movement.
ઊભા રહીને ડાબા પગને જમણા પગના ઢીંચણના ઉત્તરના ડાબે ભાગમાં અડાડી રાખવે.
So from here now we're going to be entering into the Utthita Trivikramasana. So in this asana, you're going to be balancing on one foot. You're going to be raising the other foot up straight beside you. So you can hold on to the foot, straighten it out as high as you can, and balance here, trying to bring the other hand from above to hold on to this foot as much as you can. So you're going to be getting a deep stretch into your legs as you stretch your feet up towards the sky. So you're going to be raising onto your leg and pulling it up high towards the sky as much as you can, and try to bring the other foot as well, other hand as well, to hold on to your foot. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi, Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha, you can visualize Swamiji, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, radiating cosmic consciousness in your inner space as you do the Utthita Trivikramasana. Take the wall for support if you need.
उत्तानकूर्मपीठं च सिंहं गारुडमेव च वातायनं गोमुखं च भारद्वाजं त्रिविक्रमम्.
And coming into the Natarajasana Dve. So in this asana, what you're going to do is, you're going to be bringing your left leg from behind, holding on to it with your hand, with the same hand, as you lean your chest forward towards the ground, and you're going to be twisting your elbow around to try and bring the foot up towards your head. So you're reaching with your hands from behind onto the foot and bringing the leg up towards your head as much as you can. So lean your chest forward and down and try to bring your leg up towards your head as you hold on to it with both the hands. Yes. And get a deep stretch here. So first we can start with one hand, and then you're eventually going to try and bring the other hand as well, getting a spinal stretch. So for this asana, you will need to have a deep stretch in your spine as well as your legs, as well as your shoulders. So it's going to be engaging all three, where you're reaching your leg up and bringing it from behind to come towards your head, and doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi, Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha in Natarajasana Dve.
शलभासन भेदाश्च नटभेरुण्ड नामके गण्डभेरुण्ड सहिते शीर्षदण्डासनं तथा.
Slowly relax your legs. Now as we enter into the Purna Padasana, you're going to be standing tall, keeping your palms resting beside your body, grounding through your feet. Breathe evenly, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, gaze to your nose. Visualize Swamiji, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, merging with your awareness in Purna Padasana.
ઊભા રહીને ડાબા પગને ફના જમણા પગના ઢીંચણના ઉત્તરના ડાબે ભાગમાં અડાડી રાખવે.
Now from here entering into the Ardha Talasana. So you're going to be this time raising your left hand up as you balance on your or your right hand up based on whichever one you did last time, and you can do the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka. Make the sound of the ocean as you inhale and exhale. Doing the Mula Bandha and Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself as a palm tree standing tall and resilient in Ardha Talasana.
બે હાથ ઊંચા કરીને પંજ પહોલા રાખીને ઊભા રહેવું તે તાડાસન તાલાસન કહેવાય છે.
And next is Virabhadrasana. Now we're going to be stepping our left leg forward this time, right leg extends behind, coming to a 90-degree angle. The forward knee at a 90-degree angle, thigh parallel to the ground. You can bring your hands at shoulder level, straight out, parallel to the ground as well, palms facing downward. As you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka Moola Bandha Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself as Lord Virabhadra, fierce and purposeful.
वासिष्ठमथ कौण्डिन्यमूर्ध्वकुक्कुटमेव च अष्टावक्रमथोत्थानमयूरं सेतुबन्धनम् उत्थानपादं क्रौञ्चं च मरीचिं वीरभद्रकं नटराजं त्रिकोणं च सुप्ताङ्गुष्ठप्रसारणे.
And lower your hand down towards the bent knee as the other palm extends to the sky. Gaze towards your extended palm, opening out your chest as you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka Moola Bandha. Visualize Swamiji, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, anchoring your consciousness, continuing to do the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham in Parshvakonasana.
सप्तचक्रक्षालनाय वृक्षासनविशेषकान् जननेन्द्रियदार्ढ्याय कोणभेदान् समभ्यसेत्.
Slowly you're going to be switching your arm positions around as we enter into the Parivritta Trikonasana. Your right arm is going to come outside of the left foot. You can straighten out your left knee and extend the other palm to the sky, gazing towards the raised palm as you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka and Moola Bandha. Visualize yourself as a triangle, stable and balanced, doing the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
सप्तचक्रक्षालनाय वृक्षासनविशेषकान् जननेन्द्रियदार्ढ्याय कोणभेदान् समभ्यसेत्.
Slowly undo your twist now. Come up to a standing position, grounding onto your left leg. You're going to be lifting your right leg off the ground, bringing your body parallel to the ground, arms extended forward beside your ears. Do the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka. Balance here. Keep your gaze stable. The key to balance is to have a vision that's grounded in one point. So you can choose a single point, fix your gaze there and do the asana. Visualize yourself as Lord Virabhadra, empowered and vigilant in Virabhadrasana 3.
वासिष्ठमथ कौण्डिन्यमूर्ध्वकुक्कुटमेव च अष्टावक्रमथोत्थानमयूरं सेतुबन्धनम् उत्थानपादं क्रौञ्चं च वरीचिं वीरभद्रकं नटराजं त्रिकोणं च सुप्ताङ्गुष्ठप्रसारणे.
Relax now. Let's do the Dakshina Padasana. So this time grounding onto your left leg as you extend your right leg straight forward. Extended, balancing here, engaging those hip flexors, palms resting beside your hips. As you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka, Moola Bandha, gaze to your nose. Visualize Swamiji, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, filling your inner space with boundless consciousness.
जमने पग पूर्व भनी जेमने आपनुम्मा होयते भनी बाबो करी डाबे पगे उभा रहे वुमते वामपादासन कहे वायछे.
Relax now as we enter into the Matantara Vrikshasana. You're going to now be standing tall onto your left leg. As you bring your right foot towards the inner thigh, keep your palms in front of your heart center in the Namaskara Mudra, spine tall. Do the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, making the sound of the ocean as you breathe by slightly contracting the throat. Doing the Moola Bandha, contracting the muscles of the pelvic floor. Doing the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, rotating clockwise at the throat center. Visualize yourself as a tree, roots deep and branches wide in Matantara Vrikshasana.
अर्ध वृक्षासनये आसनेन अवान्तर भेदचे वन्ने पग डींचनति बाली मातु भूमिति टेकावी.
And now into Kamasana. So you can bring your right foot on top of the left thigh and lower down, bringing your little fingers onto the ground in front of you. Bend your knee if you need to reach. Don't shift your weight onto your fingers. You're continuing to remain grounded on your feet. Just placing the fingers lightly onto the ground. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka, Moola Bandha. Gaze to your nose, japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize embodying pure, unconditional love radiating through every cell in Kamasana.
इतं बेच पादगोष्ठी हस्ताभ्याम् अङ्गुलीयकम् अथ कामासनं वक्षे कामासङ्गेन हेतुना.
And coming into Vimanasana now, right foot comes onto the left knee as you bend your legs to come into a chair-like position. When you're using the partner support, what you can do is lean your weight backwards such that you're able to go deeper grounding into the asana, such that you're able to literally bring your hips parallel to the ground as you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, gaze to your nose. Visualize yourself as an ancient Hindu aircraft soaring across realms and dimensions.
एकं पादं भूमौ निधाय नितम्बं जानुप्रदेशे आनीय द्वितीयं पादं जानुनी निधाय तिष्ठेद् विमानासनं भवति.
Into Ardha Padasana now. Right foot comes onto the left ankle as you balance here in a light position, light foot stand. Bring your hands in front of your heart center. Doing the Namaskara Mudra. Do the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, gaze to your nose. Do the Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself as a half foot, grounded yet elevated, poised for movement.
उभा रहीने डाबा पगने फन जमना पगना ढीमचनना उत्तरना डाबे मागमा अडाडी राखवे.
Into Utthita Trivikramasana. So this time we're going to be doing it on the opposite foot, where you're going to be shifting your weight onto one leg and lifting straight out towards your side. Do the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka. So what you can do is inch by inch you're going to attempt to bring the foot slightly higher as we go deeper and deeper into the asana. Doing the Ujjayi Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Visualize Swamiji, the SPH, radiating cosmic consciousness in Utthita Trivikramasana.
उत्तान कूर्मपीठं च सिंहं गारुडमेव च वातायनं गोमुखं च भारद्वाजं त्रिविक्रमम्.
And relax now, coming into the Natarajasana Dve position, where you're going to be bringing your leg. So this time you can do it with the opposite leg. So you balance, bringing your hands to hold on to your feet, rotating, twisting the torso, and the other hand coming from above to hold on to your leg, lean forward and down. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Visualize yourself as Lord Nataraja, dancing to cosmic rhythm.
शलभासन भेदाश नटभेरुण्ड नामके गण्डभेरुण्ड सहिते शीर्षदण्डासनं तथा.
And slowly relax. The next asana now is Kaupinasana. So in this asana, you're going to be standing tall onto your feet as you cup your palms in front of the groin. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply centered within. Do the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka, making the sound of the ocean as you breathe in and out. Mula Bandha, gaze to your nose. Visualize Swamiji merging with your awareness, Swamiji's guidance illuminating every thought and action in Kaupinasana.
विष्णुसहितलिङ्ग उरुमध्ये गाढं धृत्वा चरणाग्राभ्यां स्थातव्यं कौपीनासनं भवति.
Now we can lay onto our back as we enter into the Chakrasana Dve. Keep your legs extended up towards the sky. Reach with your hands and grasp onto your big toes, keeping the chest broad and shoulders settled on the ground. Do the Prana Mudra with your index and middle fingers holding onto your big toes. So you do the Sahaja Kumbhaka, inhale deeply through your nose, comfortably holding the breath and then exhaling. Mula Bandha, firmly contract the muscles of the pelvic floor. Visualize each of your chakras as a bright white light, spinning and radiant, purifying and energizing your entire being as you continue to do the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
बेहातनी आंगली ओती बे बक पगना आंगली पगटेने सवुम ते चक्रासन कहे वायचे आसननुम अन्य नाम वर्तुलासन पणपछे.
Relax your feet onto the ground now. As you bring your palms onto your respective thighs into the Tanasana, you're going to be relaxing here, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Let your entire body relax into the ground. As you visualize Swamiji, the supreme pontiff of Hinduism, extending you gently yet powerfully, helping your body move beyond all perceived limitations.
शववद्भूमौ तिष्ठेत् शवासनं भवति पादद्वयं वितनोत् तानासनं भवति.
Now bring your palms onto the ground beside your hips, grounding your elbows into the ground as you lift onto your elbows, and let your head rest backwards as you inhale, lifting your hips up, chest broad, creating an arc. So you're going to keep an arc in your spine as you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Continue to ground with your feet. Visualize yourself as a mountain with 3 majestic peaks standing firm and enduring through time.
उत्थानशयनं पादतलाभ्यां भूमिं धृत्वा कूर्परौ अवनौ निधाय पृष्ठप्रदेशम् ऊर्ध्वम् उन्नमये त्रिकूटं भवति.
And now coming into the Chatushpada Pitham, push your palms and feet into the ground. You're going to push your palms and feet into the ground, lifting your hips up into a reverse tabletop position, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Do the japa, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize each limb as a pillar of a Hindu temple, strong, steady and radiant in Chatushpada Pitham.
पूर्वतानं चतुष्पादपीठं वज्रासनं तथा चकोरक्रोञ्चशलभभुजङ्गानि अपि वृश्चिकम्.
And relax your hips slowly, bringing both your feet onto your opposite thighs in the Padmasana position. We're now going to enter into Vakra Padmasana. You're going to be bringing your palms to hold on to your big toes in the Prana Mudra with the index, middle and thumb fingers. And you're going to lay back onto your elbows. So you're holding the respective toes with the hands, laying back onto your elbows as you arc your spine up towards the sky, balancing on the top of your head. Doing the Kevala Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha, visualize a lotus arcing upward, petals opening, strong and resilient in Vakra Padmasana.
अर्चित कमलासन पादप्रान्तयो ग्रहणं कुर्वीत पृष्ठाभ्याम् आवकुर्वीत शिरोललाटे प्रतिनियच्छेत्.
Remaining in the same position as we do the Mukta Padmasana, continuing to hold on to your big toes in the Prana Mudra, placing the crown of your head on the ground, arcing your spine. Do the Kevala Kumbhaka, allow breath to pause naturally, observe without forcing. Mula Bandha, gazing towards the nose, visualize yourself as a lotus flower that has fully blossomed and risen above the muddy water, symbolizing liberation from worldly attachments and limitations.
मुक्तपद्मासनं कृत्वा उत्थानं शयनं चरेत् ऊर्पराभ्यां शिरो वेष्ट्य मत्स्यासनं तु रोगहृत्.
With this, we're coming to our final asana of the day, Mritasana. You're going to extend your feet out as you lay onto your back. Place your palms beside your hips, facing upward. Allow your feet to fall outward as you let your whole body soften into stillness. No movements, keep your eyes closed. Doing the Shakti Chalana Mudra and Mula Bandha. Focus on the Mula Adhara at the base of your spine, contracting the perineum to rouse the dormant Kundalini. Forcibly draw the downward breath upward with your intention, holding the energy firmly inward. Do the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize your soul rising free from the limitations of your corpse body, guided by the SPH Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam. See consciousness expanding beyond physical confines, moving through infinite space with clarity and liberation in Mritasana.
उत्थानं शववद्भूमौ शयनं तु शवासनं शवासनं श्रमहरं चित्तविश्रान्तिकारकम्.
Slowly feel the life energy entering into your body. As you move your hands and feet, bring your knees up to your chest and rock up into a seated position. Congratulations to each and every one of you for successfully completing today's Nithyananda Yoga sequence. That's one more 100 asanas done today. Hope all of you enjoyed. Do post how you enjoyed the session, where you would like further guidance in the chat section, and we'll definitely help you. And we also invite all of you to join for the Pratiksha Paduka Puja, Paramashiva Puja and Shastra Adhyayana that will be starting in about 2 hours, where we will be as part of the Chaturmasya Vrata. So we invite all of you to join for that and to join for the Nithyananda Yoga happening daily at 4 a.m. GMT. So with this, we are now going to be offering our gratitude at Swamiji's feet and ending with the Purna Mantra.
ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ तत्सत् सर्वं भगवत् श्री नित्यानन्द परमशिव पादुकार्पणमस्तु ॐ नित्यानन्दम्.
Let's all bow down to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, in deep gratitude. Thank you all, Nithyanandam.